Hello everyone. So today I'm going to do something very different than what I usually do. And that will be a mini interview with a remarkable individual who's had a very vibrant presence on social media recently. So I will invite her in a moment to join us. Uh, and ask her a few things about what she's doing and how she got inspired to do what she's doing. And now I'm just trying to. There we go. That's great. Forgive my technical trouble here. There we go. That I found it. So very happy to introduce Natalie Arabella Bailey. I hope I've said it correctly, Natalie, and I'm waiting for you to join.
Hi, Aggie.
Hi, Natalie. That's great.
How you
It's
doing?
great to see you. So I'll just carry on very briefly what I was saying. Um, I met Natalie on a public speaking course that we both did back in January in Peterborough, which was an incredible course of over 5 days. And at that time, when we were all giving speeches to having one the other as the audience, Natalie's speech was about loneliness. So, Natalie, I don't know if you could hear earlier my introduction. You have been all over social media recently, so it's good to have you here.
A little bit, thank
Um,
you.
my pleasure. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself then?
Yes, so my name's Natalie Bailey. I'm from London and I've been living in Mallorca for 7 years. And last year I decided, me and my mum together, to go into business, into property together. And as we explored property and what it can do, we realised that it was much bigger than us and us making money. It was about giving back and doing more to help other people. And what we want to do and what we are doing is creating community to provide unity and belonging. So it's about
Okay.
bringing people together, and our hashtag is better together. And I've been on a mission to, well, basically end loneliness for probably about a year now, and just putting that message out there of the fact that people are better together. And whilst we have all of this social media that makes the world smaller, it also drives people apart. So it's about giving people, I suppose, access to each other. But we're using property as a vehicle to bring people together.
It's it's very interesting what you're saying that about social media that it's the first time in human history that we have this huge opportunity to connect to everyone in the world. We
Mm-hmm.
just carry in our pocket. We have a mobile studio that we can communicate with everyone in the world, even live, like we're doing now, which is incredible. I mean, 20 years ago, no
Yeah.
one could have thought of that. But still, at the same time, we're more isolated behind that device rather than having a proper human interaction face to face
Mm-hmm.
with each other.
Yeah.
Can you
That,
can you tell can you tell us what inspired you with loneliness? Because it's a very interesting.
yeah. So there's a couple of things behind this. So as I said, I moved to Mallorca 7 years ago, and I packed in my corporate job in London and just thought, right, I'm going to go have some fun, as you do. But and like whilst I was away having fun, there was something that was missing, and it wasn't until later on that I realised that what I was feeling was lonely, and that was because I was away from my family, my friends, and everything I knew. So I'd gone into a totally new environment. I had to find new friendship groups. I had to find a new income stream. I had to fit into a new way of life, and trying to fit all of that in without anybody that you know is very difficult. And it was isolating, but I didn't realize at the time. And actually, when my nan, she got ill, unfortunately, and that was a very tough time for us. But she wasn't isolated. So when my nan and granddad moved from Bromley in Kent down to the Kent coast, they were going to move into a bungalow, and they thought, oh no, let's not do that. And they moved into a new build, a block of developments. It's like 6 flats, and there was like their 6 flats, and then I think it was maybe 4 blocks of 6. And in the block of 6, their community, and then the whole new development, they were like, they were in and out of each other's houses. They had their monthly neighbourhood watch and residents association. They had the communal space. When she got ill and we weren't able to get down to her, because we're a 2-hour drive from London, she wasn't alone and she wasn't lonely. So where I was off supposedly living the dream, like living in the sunshine, I was feeling lonely and she wasn't. And that really woke me up to the fact that, you know, life's too short. It's too
You
short
say
to
that
be
again.
miserable, and it's too short to live your life in a way that isn't productive and that's lonely. And there are so many implications for being lonely that it just it blows my mind.
Yeah,
So that's where it
so
comes
right.
from. Yeah.
So you have started doing a webinar, from what I saw. That is it a 4-part webinar? I think
Yeah.
that's how many. Is it episodes? I
How
don't
many
know how you
episodes?
call them,
Yeah. So the
episodes.
reason I've
I've
done
watched the
this for
first one. Yes, tell us.
did you enjoy it?
Yes, very much. Yes, and
Yeah.
it is, yeah, webinars, podcasts, all these new methods of communicating with people are very exciting. So it's a great
Yeah.
vehicle to communicate your message to the world, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, you're right. And the reason that I've started this 4-part webinar series is, one, to raise awareness, because
Hmm.
loneliness is often hard to quantify. Like I say, when I moved abroad, I didn't know that I was feeling lonely until I like looked back on it later. And the feedback I've had from the first webinar, from people watching it, is saying like, "Oh shit, like that's what I've been feeling, and I didn't know." But that's because they're not looking for those signs. They're not realizing what the symptoms are. And so on Sunday evening, this Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time, is part 2, which is going to discuss the health implications. Because whilst it's one thing to realise that you're lonely, you know, it is a state of mind, but it has knock-on effects to your mental and physical health as well. And if you can notice those symptoms in your mental or physical health, you might realize that you're lonely, which comes round to the first one, which will take us on to the third episode, which will help you to deal with those issues so that you're then able to stop being lonely. I'm doing all of these hand movements like you can see. but um but yeah, that's why I've started this series, is basically to raise awareness, and so as many people as possible can see. And it's not just about like me or you, it's it, it's everyone, and it can affect anyone. Like in the UK, there are 9 million people that have spoken out and said that they're lonely,
Oh,
and
really?
200,000 of those are elderly people who say that they have no social interaction at all. And you think, they're only the people that have spoken out. How many more people must there be? And there's a stigma attached with loneliness, and I don't think it should be that way. Like, we all go through problems, don't we? And a problem
Yeah.
shared is a problem halved. So I want people to know that there are other people out there that can help them and that will help them and that are there for them. And that's why I'm doing this 4-part webinar series, just, you know, just to raise awareness and help people, because the world can be a lonely place, and I don't think it should be. I've been there and it's horrible. So that's my reason.
It's I think it's a very worthwhile cause, Natalie. I think you're breaking up a little bit, but hopefully the connection is still all right.
Okay.
So you said that the webinar is Sunday, this Sunday at 7 o'clock UK
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
Is that a live webinar then?
It is a live webinar. If you go to bit.ly/end loneliness one, I will pop a link in the comments if that's okay. And then you
Please do.
can jump
Yes.
on. Yeah. And we're discussing the health implications. And then there's 2 more of the 4-part series. So if there is anybody who's watching that wants to watch the first one that was last week on what loneliness really is, the causes of it, because of, you just don't, if you don't know what you don't know, do you? And how to spot it, I'll happily send you out a link to the replay. But like I say, it's bit.ly/end loneliness one, and then you'll register for Sunday 7 p.m. UK time for the next one.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, Poppy, maybe you just write those web address in the comments so that everyone can
I will do.
find
Thank
it.
you. Yeah. So, and that's the thing as well. If there's anyone watching this and you think that you're feeling lonely or that you're not, you might see it in someone else. Like people, like one of the things I discussed last week was like people binge watching series like on Netflix. Like I said on it, it's not that if you spent one Sunday in the year watching a whole series, like that doesn't mean you're lonely. But if that's something that people are often doing, if someone comes to you and says, "Oh, I've just finished this series, what can I watch now?" That might be them reaching out and saying, "I need some human interaction." So it's just like looking out for little signs like that. So if you've got someone like in your life like that, maybe share this video with them or join the webinar on Sunday evening so you can watch it and then share with them what you learn, because it can be a bit of a taboo subject, which is why I'm doing as much as I can to raise awareness. And I really do appreciate you having me on today, Aggie. Thank you so much.
As I said, it's a very worthwhile cause, and it's certainly worth spreading the word
Yeah.
to raise awareness to begin with, and then I'm sure you have other plans for the future after enough awareness has been generated. I'm sure that you
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
actually tackle some solutions about it.
Yeah, no,
I think we might
absolutely.
do
Like it,
another Facebook Live on the solutions at some point.
yes, the plans are huge, goals are huge, and this is just the beginning. But it's just getting the word out and letting people know it's okay.
Sure.
So yeah,
Sure.
thank you so much for having me on, Aggie. I really do appreciate it. It's
My
lovely to
pleasure,
see
Natalie. Lovely to speak with you as well. And as I told you, it's the first time I'm doing a Facebook Live in such a way. So for me, it's always when there is a challenge like this that can push me outside of my comfort zone, I'm up for it because
you.
that's
Yeah,
the
and
only
that's
way
where the
you
magic
can grow.
happens.
Yeah. And you certainly have, you're very familiar with Facebook Lives, but I am not. But I will get there.
You will, and you've done fantastically. Like, honestly, you have no idea how much this means to me. I really do appreciate your support so much. So, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Natalie. So,
Thank,
all the best. Let's pop
thank you.
down on the note the
I'll
link
pop the
address
link
for
in the
the
comments. Yeah, and if
webinar.
anyone has
All
any
right.
questions, please feel free to send me a message or I get a message, and we'll connect and yeah, jump on Sunday night.
Excellent. Great.
Okay, so have a
Good.
lovely afternoon, won't you?
And you enjoy the sunny weather. I can see behind you there is some beautiful
You've got some
blue
pretty
sky.
good weather going on behind you
It's
yourself.
not it's not bad. I can't complain. Yes.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you
Excellent.
so much.
Good.
So yeah, have a great
All the
afternoon
best,
and I'll
Natalie.
see you soon. Thank you.
Take care. All right. That's
Thanks.
great. Bye.
Bye.
And bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
How do I get off?